Did you hear the story about the McDonald's employee who got fired for helping first responders? She's a great girl. I think she's 24 years old. She's a mother. She had been working at this McDonald's for 8 years. And these firefighters come in. They just got through fighting a blaze. And their meal ended up costing about $89. So she wanted to show her appreciation for them. And she's a struggling mom. She's a single mom. But she wanted to show her appreciation for the work that they do. So she decided to pay for their meal. Well, maybe a couple minutes later or so, 20 minutes later, a second group of guys come in, a separate group of firefighters walk in, who are also fighting that blaze, and their meal was also expensive, $80, $100 or so. Well, she didn't have any more money, but she wanted to help them. And she felt bad that she couldn't pay for their meal when she paid for the other guy's meal. So she calls up her manager, and she says, hey, look, I got these firefighters came in. I can't afford to pay for their meal, but I really want to help them. Can McDonald's cover it? And the guy's like, no, we can't cover it. Now, I'm sure she probably pleaded for a while and tried to get him to cover the fee, but they wouldn't do it. So she decided to do it anyways. And she ended up paying for their meal. And that was it. Well, I guess the firefighters felt bad that she was paying for their meal, and they wanted to call up management and say, hey, we think you guys should cover it, not her. Well, that exposed the fact that she actually paid not only with her own money, but paid with McDonald's money for the second group. Well, immediately they fired her. She worked for this company for 8 years. As a matter of fact, when they fired her, they actually said she was a solid employee. She was a good hard worker, someone who's dedicated. Yet knowing that she is a single mom struggling to support her child, a woman who had a heart, who did something great for someone else, and the company fires her. So I wanted to go on a little rant about that. As someone who worked for a company for 8 years and got fired for no reason at all. First of all, she went and took McDonald's money to pay for them, so I get it that they would be angry, because that's their money. And if they don't want to donate it, it's their business. It's up to them. And let's not blame all of McDonald's for this. This is one particular franchise, one particular restaurant. There may be another restaurant who are more charitable than these guys are. But in any case, that was their decision. However, I think it's pretty brutal to fire her over that. Downright ridiculous. Because it seems in today's society, businesses lost their heart. Most of them have. I've seen it with my own eyes. They care more about the bottom dollar and money than they do about people. And a lot of these businesses forget that it's all about people. One of the things that you're taught when you come here to work online is that you're just not buying the products. It's the people behind the products. I learned that myself. I've talked about this before. I have another business I do where I sell electric hurricane lanterns. I actually started to increase my sales when I told the story about how I came to that shop, why I started building those lanterns, about the story of me losing my job and how it led me to that point. That made a difference. And I don't just say that. Not only did my sales increase, people contacted me. People outright told me that because you told us your story about that lantern has more meaning to me. So now they said now that I bought it, I will know what's behind that. I love that story behind it. I will know what's behind it. They didn't just buy the lantern. They bought the story. They took what I gave them. My story. That's the best way I could explain that. And it's the same thing. Businesses look more into the green and they start ignoring the people. They don't think in those terms. For example, a great line in a Chris Farley movie, Tommy Boy, talking about guarantees, and he says, I could take a crap in a box and then put a guarantee on it, but at the end of the day, it's still a piece of crap in a box. That's true. There could be two people who make these pens, but this person here, they're nasty to their customers, they're cold, you don't know anything about them, but this one here, that not only you know where they came from, you know, maybe they were immigrants who worked their butts off to get to where they are, and they're so proud of their business, and they love people, and they're friendly, and it's a nice, comfortable place, but they sell this for $50, they sell this one for $30. What's going to happen? Do you think this one, because it's cheaper, is going to sell? No. This one's going to sell because they like their story. So going back to McDonald's, they could have suspended her. You know, she went and spent money that she shouldn't have. It was their money. They could have had a heart and realized she has a child, that she's a good employee, a solid employee who gave them 8 years of solid service. You don't fire her for that. Suspend her for a day or two. That's all. So, I just think that, you know, what's happened in today's business is just downright nasty. Really is. Downright nasty. They've become a bunch of heartless idiots. And my particular company that I worked for were some of the most selfish, self-centered bastards I've ever seen in my life. You know, the way they fired me and how they did it and why they did it is beyond me. You know, it was cruel. It was nasty. It was wrong. And it just showed me what a bunch of heartless idiots they are. So, if you don't want to have to deal with that stuff and you want to work for yourself, then I want you to click on the link down below. Join my system. Join my team. We have awesome stuff for you. A lot of bonuses. Work for yourself and never have to worry about being fired for anything, really. And, you know, you look at someone the wrong way and boom, you lose your job. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Please be sure to subscribe by clicking here. And hey, while you're at it, visit my site here for lots of cool content and yes, some free stuff. Hey, who doesn't love free stuff? I don't. Shut up.